2020 proved to be a challenging year to L&D professionals. The quick demand to design courses and content in digital learning format which is engaging, relevant, precise, and easily accessible for remote employees has put L&D function on the toes ever since this pandemic started. The challenge for L&D is to instill learning culture in employees even when they are working remotely. As known by many, learning forms an integral part of the growth of any organization to sustain in the industry. Building a culture that encourages, supports and empowers learning in the organization is like a lifeline to adapt to the ever-changing business environment. Corporate Executive Board (CEB), a subsidiary of Gartner, defines learning culture as a culture that supports an open mindset, an independent quest for knowledge, and shared learning directed toward the mission and goals of the organization. Adaptive and learning organizations continuously prepare themselves for future skills and emerging technologies for quality performance. Post-COVID-19, learning has undergone a paradigm shift due to transformation in the workforce and business. Most of the employees are working remotely, which requires learning and development (L&D) function to change its strategies to ensure remote learning for all and sustain learning culture too. In-person learning sessions may not be possible or will be limited for quite some time for employee safety, and no organization would like to create that skill void and deprive its employees of learning opportunities, as the cost may be really high for such ignorance. Virtual learning is the solution to train remote employees and keep the ball rolling for building capabilities of employees. The quick demand to design courses and content in digital learning format which is engaging, relevant, precise, and easily accessible for remote employees has put L&D function on the toes ever since this pandemic started. The challenge for L&D is to instill learning culture in employees even when they are working remotely. But, how can we ensure training or develop a learning culture for remote employees in a virtual learning environment? First by blended learning. One size might not fit all when it comes to remote learning, as each employee is in a different state of mind, work, and physical situation due to this pandemic, therefore, require flexibility to learn. Organizations are focusing on creating a blend of synchronous and asynchronous learning to create a better customized learning experience for its workforce. Synchronous learning is scheduled training with multiple learners at the same time. For example, it may be an instructor-led virtual classroom session in a particular time slot for training the sales team on making a sales pitch to customers via online modes. Meanwhile, asynchronous learning is a self-paced training where employees have the liberty to choose their own time to access course content, assessment, and course completion status within given timelines without affecting their work deliverables. For example, it may be e-learning or video-based learning on compliance through LMS or other digital platforms which may have support in form of online Q&A. A blended or collaborative approach is a better solution in this remote learning environment which facilitates to create a good learning experience (LX) for its employees. Secondly is learning system and tools with easy accessibility. Having said that, technology plays a game-changer role in the delivery of virtual or remote learning, as it can reach remote employees via learning systems and platforms only. If a company has a learning management system in place, a proper centralized content library is a must with a user-friendly interface and accessibility from any device at any time to support job performance. LMS may also automate the administrative process of inviting attendees, links to webinars or podcasts, assigning courses, and tracking outcomes. Conferencing and webinar platforms like Zoom, WebEx, Microsoft Teams, Google Meetings, etc. can be chosen depending upon the learning objective, target audience, and know of attendees for seamless training delivery. If required, there can be e-learning or video training for employees on how to use these conference platforms or LMS to start with. Also, the resources and links of scheduled or self-paced training should be available anytime, anywhere and any device like